What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey, still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. You don't like it, you can have that seatbelt.
Alright, so Review Tech just put up a video about how, surprise, surprise, the Nintendo Switch is getting good third-party support, and how we should thank him and other people that criticize Nintendo and the Wii U for these games coming. Now, I have no problem with Review Tech, obviously, and actually some of you that are watching this video now are here because he suggested that you come here. But he also told you and warned you beforehand that we don't always agree. We don't always see eye to eye. And this is one of those days. I watched the video. And for most of the video, I get it. I get what he's trying to say, because there were actually a small, very small minority of Nintendo fanboys that for years, anytime a third-party game didn't hit the Switch, they brushed it off because they're like, this game sucks anyway, and all we need is Nintendo games. I get it. If those people said that we didn't need third-party games and they were always bashing third-party games, and now they're hyping them up, yes, yeah, they are a hypocrite. But the problem is, the video makes it look like you're talking about most Nintendo fanboys. But as you said in the video, most Nintendo fanboys own multiple systems. So obviously that isn't most Nintendo fanboys. Now, is it? The main problem that I had with this video was the title and also something that was said at the end of the video. Let's have a look.
So to the fanboys that have been in denial all this time, saying Nintendo doesn't need third-party games, that are now happy that they have third-party games, because of guys like me complaining and the huge community complaining, you got them. So you're welcome.
No. No. Just no. Okay? Now, I've already done a video on this. And I told you guys that when the Switch was successful, well, here, let's just play the video. You know what's hilarious to me is that when the NX comes out, and if the NX is hugely successful, you know who's going to try to take credit for it? You know who's going to try to take credit for their success? The haters. The guys that's been hating on Nintendo for the last few years, the guys that bashed the Wii U, the guys that lied and said the Wii U had no good games. These are going to be the idiots that try to take credit for the NX being a huge success. But even though I made this video, look back in a couple years from now. If the NX is hugely successful, look at all these flip-floppers and look at all these haters today that try to take credit for the NX being a success. I told you guys, let's get one thing straight here. The Switch being a success and the Switch getting third-party games is not because you guys bashed the Wii U. It's not because you guys made videos making fun of Nintendo and making fun of third-party ports on Nintendo systems. No. The reason why the Nintendo Switch is getting these third-party games is because of a few reasons. One, Nintendo actually got rid of backwards compatibility with the Wii U, went with a completely new architecture, something I said that they should do a couple years back. I'm a Nintendo fanboy. That was my advice, right? They did that, made the games easier to bring to the system. The other reasons why we're getting these third-party games is because Nintendo fanboys like me went out and bought the system day one, hyped the system, while the Nintendo bashers told us, oh, just do the wait and see. Didn't you see what happened with the Wii U? Don't get too ahead of yourselves. Don't get too ahead of yourselves. And I was the one to make videos saying, no, hype the system up. Hype is going to help the system. Buy the games at launch. Support the system. And look what happened. I'm sorry, but not buying third-party games on the Wii U is not what got the Switch third-party support. And mature games are not coming to the Switch because you guys bashed the Wii U. Nintendo didn't all of a sudden have an interest in mature games because you guys bashed the Wii U. If you guys look at history, ever since the Super Nintendo, the Mortal Kombat 2 thing that went on with the no blood versus the sweat, that controversy, Nintendo has actively pursued mature games on their systems since the N64. If you look at it, at least half of third-party exclusives on Nintendo systems are not only rated M, but some of the craziest games released for that generation. So, no, the reason why the Switch is a success is because Nintendo made it easier to develop for. They actually showed some freaking commercials, and because of Nintendo fanboys hyping the system up, believing in the system, and giving third parties the benefit of the doubt. Have that seat.